What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing my match review, match reaction and match analysis of Manchester City's game between Liverpool in the Premier League at the Etihad Stadium, which finished 1-1 yesterday. I've done a match vlog if you want to go and check it out from yesterday. A fantastic experience to be at the Etihad for such a crucial, big Premier League game, so do go and check that out. The video is live on my channel. Before I do crack on with this video though, giving all of my thoughts from this game, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Do leave a thumbs up as well. 100 likes is the aim, and do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I'm intrigued that Ruben Dias disallowed goal. Should it have stood? Simply let me know in the comments below. If you think it should have stood, put yes. If you think it shouldn't have stood, then put no. So, let's crack on with this video. Manchester City, will start off by speaking about the lineups first. And I think one of the most interesting calls was not seeing Jack Grealish in the Manchester City starting 11. However, you look towards the bench, and he's not to be seen there either. And Pep Guardiola has since confirmed there's been a bit of a sickness bug going around. And I think that's what Jack Grealish has got. And so that's why he hasn't featured in this game, because I was expecting to see Jack Grealish start this match due to the threat of Liverpool on the counter-attack. So seeing Doku given the nod instead, I thought was a very interesting call. And I wonder, from the approach that Liverpool had, I wonder if Liverpool had prepared for Jack Grealish to start rather than Jeremy Doku, because Trent Alexander-Arnold playing on that right-hand side for Liverpool quite simply just couldn't compete with Jeremy Doku. There was time and time again, it must have been 5 or 6 times that Jeremy Doku managed to beat his man, get past Trent Alexander-Arnold, and look a real danger on that left wing for Manchester City. And I've seen a lot of comments, and I can't believe these comments that I've seen, criticising the performance of Jeremy Doku. I thought Jeremy Doku was one of the best players on the pitch for Manchester City yesterday. Every single threat from Manchester City was coming down our left-hand side, and it was Jeremy Doku, his pace, causing all the problems. Jack Grealish starts in that game. I don't think Manchester City look anywhere near as dangerous on that left-hand side, and that's what Jeremy Doku really brings to the team. And that left-hand side for City looked very good. Nathan Ake, solid at the back. Great to see him back. Big bonus for Manchester City heading into these important fixtures that we've got coming up throughout the rest of this month, of course, with the Champions League match, and of course into the busy schedule in December. But that left-hand side for Manchester City, I thought, was a real asset for this game. Yeah, Jeremy Doku was guilty of not shooting when he maybe should have, and passing when he was shooting, and he had better options and should have done the passes instead. But to be honest, Manchester City's attackers in this game, we wasn't at our clinical best at all. You can see it from the stats for Manchester City. We managed to have twice as many shots as Liverpool, 16 shots to their 8. Liverpool managed to muster up 3 shots on target from their 8. City mustering up just 5 shots on target from their 16. Creativity wasn't a problem. There were numerous opportunities in that second half for Manchester City to kill this game off. Yeah, we want to feel hard done by because we had that disallowed goal, but there was a good opportunity for Rodri from a header that went over the top of the crossbar. Late on, Erling Haaland from a header from the corner. It went wide. Julian Alvarez had a wonderful opportunity, put the ball into the stands. There were 3 or 4 great opportunities for City that simply weren't capitalised upon. We didn't get that killer second goal. We know how good Liverpool can be, and they do have the quality, and we got punished for it. And my concern going forward into this after this game is the fact that Manchester City, when we've gone up against what I think is going to potentially be the top 4 come the end of the season, so Manchester City, Liverpool, Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur running in any particular order there, we faced Arsenal away from home, we played for a draw and lost. We went 1-0 up here at home against Liverpool, home advantage. I can tell you right now, we go away to Spurs, we're going to lose 1-0. We're going to go to Anfield and we're going to lose there as well. It happens all the time, so it means if them results are going to happen, then when we're facing these teams at the Etihad, we need to get the business done. City, when we faced Chelsea away, Liverpool at home, Spurs at home and Aston Villa away last season, picked up 10 points from them games. And that's what I was looking for from these difficult 4 fixtures consecutively that we've had. And we've picked up just 2 points. We now need to win our next 2 games. We're under massive pressure. We need to beat Spurs, We need to beat Aston Villa away. Two not very easy games for Manchester City, because otherwise you go from sitting top of the table and looking relatively comfortable going into the international break. All of a sudden, Arsenal are ahead of us by 1 point, and if we drop points against Spurs and we drop points against Villa, I'll tell you right now, if it's a bad result against either Spurs or Villa and they end up beating us, they could both be over Manchester City as well. So it's a very careful situation that City need to manage. And I am very confident that Manchester City can win them games because we are an exceptional football team. There is lessons to be learned. We played a very good game in this game. I thought we played pretty well against Arsenal. We just lacked a bit of creativity, and a draw at the Emirates would have been a good result. And if we got the 0-0, I'd have said, job done. I'm pretty happy with that. And if we managed to hold on at Chelsea and pick up a win like we should have, going ahead 3 times, I'd have been delighted with the win as well. And same with this game. We go 1-0 up. We should have enough about us to try and push and find that killer second goal. Liverpool are always dangerous, and I fancy that this was always going to be a both teams to score. Yeah, they scored late, and it was Trent Alexander-Arnold on the 80th minute, but I'd still back City to score at least 2. And defensively, thought we looked pretty fine in this game, so I'm happy that we've improved on that against Chelsea. But offensively, I thought City were a little bit let down, and I thought there was opportunities for City to find the back of the net. I thought we was a bit hesitant in our shooting at times, and we were taking a decision to find the pass when we should have been shooting, and when we were looking to have them shots, we were playing the passes instead. And I think that's where Manchester City, the decision making needs to be a little bit stronger, and I think that's where the argument's coming from with Jeremy Doku and that decision making, which is to be expected of a player who's in his early 20s. He isn't a seasoned professional, but I'll tell you right now, I give Jeremy Doku 3-4 seasons at Manchester City, give him 3 or 4 seasons under Pep Guardiola, and Jeremy Doku will be one of the best wingers in the world. He has got world-class potential. It just needs to be managed. People need to be patient, and I think people need to lay off him with the criticism in particular, and I think he's putting in a pretty good shift for Manchester City in this game. It was a well-taken goal for Erling Haaland as well on 27 minutes. We played a very good game, I thought. There wasn't too much that concerned me from this game, other than we picked up a pretty negative result. We went ahead, we've dropped points. I think Liverpool are happier than us right now. Of course they're going to be happier than us. They might not have gone over us, but they'll be happy because they'll fancy that come the end of the season, the Premier League, it could be very tight between the top 4, so results against each other are going to be crucial. Manchester City, as I said, lost against Arsenal, drawn at home against Liverpool. It now means when Arsenal come to the Etihad, I'm looking to get 3 points from that to rectify that result at the Emirates. When Chelsea come to the Etihad, need to be beating them as well. When we go to Anfield as well, I feel like we need to get something there too. And that's not an easy place to go to. Spurs Stadium isn't either, so it means there's a lot of pressure on next Sunday's game against Spurs as well. Games are coming thick and fast. There's no time to dwell on things. We just need to make sure, because we can completely overanalyze this game. I've seen people go into lots of detail on the analysis, and it's fantastic work. I do think people are overanalyzing it, though. At the end of the day, Man City played a good game. We know what we needed to do. We've been playing this style of play with the same formation now for nearly a year. I know what Manchester City are going to do. You know City are going to have the ball retention. You know Manchester City are going to try and squeeze the pressure when it comes to defending. They're going to try and limit the opposition's chances of them through balls and then balls over the top, which I thought we dealt with very well in this game, albeit I think we was handed a bit of a bonus that Darwin Nunez had a pretty bad game as well. It wasn't capitalised upon on the counter-attack from Liverpool, but we did an outstanding job on keeping an outstanding player like Mo Salah very quiet in this game, and that's something Nathan Ake, I thought Nathan Ake to me was my man of the match for this game, and I think Jeremy Doku was very close behind him in my complete honest opinion. So there's a lot of bonuses, there's a lot of good stuff to take away from this game, and on another day we could have won this game 2-1, 3-1, even 4-1 if it was at our clinical best. We were clinical against Chelsea, but poor defensively. We were great defensively, I thought, in this game, but not as clinical. But it's the same result at the end of the day. And at Manchester City, it's so important that when you're presented opportunities, you put them away, in particular when you're up against outstanding teams like Liverpool. Same again next weekend against Spurs. We must be clinical. If we're not going to pick up the 3 points. And it's the same against Villa away when we face them. If we're not clinical in front of goal, we will be dropping points. And it's them fine margins that I've been speaking about in the build-up to this Liverpool game that makes all the difference from 1 point becoming 3 and 3 points becoming 1 and 1 point becoming 0 and vice versa. You get where I'm going with this. So that, I think, is something that Manchester City really do need to focus on. I don't want any of the Blues out there to be losing the plot. The one thing I want to be saying is I think it's so important that come the end of December, by the time in particular when we hit the Club World Cup, that Manchester City are still within touching distance of the top of the Premier League. We don't necessarily have to sit on top for me to be confident that we're going to win the league. We're always better in the second half of the season. Always. City will always string together 9, 10, 11 wins in a row. So if any team wants to go and win the Premier League, Arsenal, Spurs, Liverpool, they need to do the same as well. And Arsenal know it's easier said than done, in particular when it gets to crunch time, March, April, May, where you see the complete best from Manchester City. So if we can stay within touching distance, it puts us in really good stead. And at the moment, we're just a point away from Arsenal. Win our couple of games that we've got coming up in the Premier League against Spurs and Villa. Spurs at home, Villa away. All of a sudden, Manchester City, I think, are on track with where we want to be, regardless of the results that we've already picked up. But the warning signs are there. Every game is important in the Premier League. We know what it takes to win the Premier League. We've done it 3 times in a row. We've not done that through fluke or luck. We know what it takes to win this marathon. And I think we're in a pretty good position, but we need to apply ourselves a little bit more and put our chances away. You can't afford to be wasting opportunities against a team like Liverpool. We got punished for it. Chins up, move on. Tuesday night, let's top the Champions League group and let's move on to Tottenham Hotspur at home next weekend. So there we go. They've been my thoughts. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and check out my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And as you can tell, I'm just trying to stray more away from that Ruben Dias disallowed goal that we had yesterday. I've given all of my thoughts on social media about it. I gave my thoughts in the vlog yesterday. There's a very reactionary comment, and actually 24 hours on, my thoughts are still the same. Goalkeepers are given far too much protection. I thought it was an Alisson blunder, not a foul by Akanji, and that goal should have stood. I've seen people arguing, saying Liverpool, if it was the other way round, they'd have been allowed the goal, and I'm not entirely convinced about that, to be honest. I think it's more just a general ruling around goalkeepers. You lay even a finger on the goalkeeper, they're always going to give a free kick because they're given far too much protection. Did Akanji foul Alisson? If we can be completely honest, if he wasn't a goalkeeper, it isn't a foul. So why is it a foul on the goalkeeper? What makes a goalkeeper so special? Special treatment is what it is. That goal to me should have stood. I think every goal like that throughout the Premier League gets disallowed though. Goalkeepers given far too much protection, and one of the many things wrong with the officiating when it comes to football. Don't get me started on things like the handball ruling, VAR and offside as well. It's a mess. Anyway, there we go. They're my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Have a great rest of your weekend, Blues. Peace. Ciao for now.